The rapidly growing gaming sector in Aotearoa is forecast to be our next billion-dollar industry. It's already boosting our GDP by $400 million. But with Māori making up less than 5% of the workforce, there's a push underway to show rangatahi what a digital career might look like. Rani Pereira has this report on gaming's boom time and what's being done to encourage gamers to turn fun on a console into a career.
Getting to tākaro with technology. These rangatahi are getting their first taste of making a 3D game animation at Digital Natives Academy in Rotorua.
And by the end of the day, I can grab that folder, send it to your kaiako and hello!
The not-for-profit wants to encourage youth who might not have access to tech tools to play, create and develop their own online worlds in the hope it could change their future. The Ingenuity coming out of Aotearoa's gaming and tech world earned $407 million in the past year and employed 1,000 people. It's tipped to generate $1 billion by 2026, and Māori game developers want rangatahi to get a piece of the action.
So I talked to a lot of tamariki and rangatahi, and I explained to them my journey and how I got into gaming, and then tell them what they can do to achieve. And for them, they're just like, we didn't know, can we do that?
Maru Nihoniho has been paving the way for local talent as one of Aotearoa's leading game designers and developers. Her game, Guardian Maya, combines the mythical with futuristic sci-fi and puts Te Ao Māori on the world stage.
I used to think to myself, how cool would it be if there was a Māori character that I could play? It's like seeing myself reflected back through a game.
There's an appetite for Indigenous content worldwide, and Maru says there's no better time for Māori to tell authentic stories that can't be made anywhere else in the world.
So when you look at the game and you see a tāmoko on one of our characters, it is a true representation of that tāmoko. We've got Māori weaponry and everything that's all around our culture.
And the inspiration for our video games can come from anywhere. A visit to the windswept Taiaroa headlands overlooking the Otago Peninsula sparked the idea for Lisa Blakie's game Toroa.
It's not really like a typical, I guess, what people think of when they think of a video game. So it's a relaxing flight game where you play as a Toroa or an albatross. And so it's primarily based on flight and flying, but you are also being told a story that is based in Te Ao Māori. So
I feel like it's quite soothing.
Yeah.
There's no like crazy noises or sound effects.
Yeah, so all of it is kind of linked towards just feeling chill and relaxed and having a story told to you as well.
Still in development, Toroa is set to be launched next year and has given Lisa a deeper connection to her culture.
I think that games have been the biggest reason for me becoming closer to my whakapapa and just, everything to do with Te Ao Māori. And it's just really cool having two things that I love, as my day-to-day mahi.
It's about exposing rangatahi to the very real possibility of making gaming their day-to-day mahi, going beyond playing games to creating their own.
So you're into gaming, but did you ever think you could make your own game?
I don't think any of us ever thought that we would be able to do this as a job, no.
It's like the map of the kura. Remember, we were making it? So those dudes were making assets.
Once a week, 15-year-old Ratana Kahukura and his classmates from Te Kura Kaupapa Māori or Ōtepoti get hands-on experience in different aspects of video gaming.
It's a good opportunity for us, especially since it's really been my thing since I was young, playing games, making games.
What are these shapes here?
It's not shapes, it's Scorestreak.
Scorestreaks?
Yeah.
What do you got in mind for Scorestreaks? What's number one?
It's a first for Dunedin's only Māori immersion school for years 9 to 13, set up by software designer Aaron Alexander.
full disclosure, I don't really mind if they don't want to be game developers. I just want to sort of harp on the lesson of we have computers, we have the internet, use it, make money, make businesses, get a piece of it, in whatever shape that takes, yeah.
You volunteer your own time, taking time out of your own business. Aaron, what do you get out of it?
Sometimes it can feel like you're just a dork in a dark room for 12 hours, kind of toiling away on something that I just sort of want to do something for the kids that I wish I could add. So what does this indicate?
Your
Yeah. And why is there another gun there?
Because Aaron knows as a kid growing up in Kaikohe, he was never offered these opportunities.
It was a sanctuary, for sure, just being able to go home and play some games and getting immersed in all that, and probably kept me out of a few situations, yeah.
Taikawa Tamati-Elliffe is part of the Centre of Digital Excellence, or CODE, based in Ōtepoti. He says the industry is crying out to get more Māori into the workforce.
I think it's a boom time for Māori developers purely because we have something so unique to us. We're so good at storytelling that the world hasn't seen. It's something that doesn't exist in our current market yet.
But the need for change is growing. TechT is an initiative run by Tātaki Auckland Unlimited, where 350 Māori and Pasifika students from across high schools in Tāmaki Makaurau get to meet tech employers.
Until you see someone else doing it, it doesn't really become real. And if you see people that look like you doing it, you're like, man, I can probably do that as well.
With fewer than 5% of Māori employed in the gaming and tech sector, it's vital to show rangatahi the many different career opportunities there are. Jobs which pay big bucks and don't require top grades.
Are you proof that gamers don't need to be really good at maths?
You don't need to be good at maths. Don't need to be good at art. There are heaps of different pathways in games, and writing is just one of the many. I just want more rangatahi to know that this is a viable career, but also like an accessible hobby. It's something that you can play with and just have a tutu with on the weekend as well.
But the biggest barrier for whānau comes down to money. While consoles are relatively inexpensive, the cost of a PC is beyond most budgets.
For an entry-level computer, it's $1,500. Even access to internet is a huge barrier for our whānau. But the money and the putia that could come from a career in games, I'm just imagining that being injected back into whānau to help uplift them.
Part of Taikawa's job is to ensure the games they fund don't exploit Māori culture.
We have a lot of Māori and non-Māori developers wanting to use Māori content in games. It's just about nurturing that, so making sure they have the right partnerships with the right consultation, that they are working with mana whenua.
Like the Australian-made Apex Legends video game, its rebel warlord Mad Maggie is Māori. Their developers sought advice about Maggie's tāmoko and cultural references, but Taikawa says many game makers don't do their homework.
Says kia ora, by the way.
We've seen it in other games where that might be a bit wrong. They haven't done any consultation. If they're making money off those aesthetics in the game, is iwi being looked after? What does that look like? If you need Māori stuff in games, go to Māori. Let them tell you what to do.
These young Māori digital animators are now in a full-time course and well on their way to realising a career in this booming industry. They're the latest crop to enter the gaming and tech space and hope more will follow in their digital footprints.
It needs to happen for our whānau, or else we're going to be left behind. We'll see everyone else advance and we'll still be in our manual labour jobs. Our tupuna were never scared to traverse the sea, traverse the land. This is a new space for us to go and thrive in.